there is a lot of power in minding your own business. People that have a lot to say, that have the most to say, have the most character flaws in the context in where they are constantly critiquing people. I want to start this off by letting people know that when you, in fact, mind your business, that is the cheat code in life to getting what you want, getting closer to what you want. Asha, what exactly do you mean by this? Well, there are a lot of consequences and great detriment to not minding your business. Focusing on a lot of external drama, which obviously wastes a lot of time. And when you waste your time with that, this is going to impede your progress in every way, shape, and form, okay? It takes longer to get what you want out of life when you're so busy discussing what other people are doing. You can't tell me that you're going around and getting it and grinding and getting it, and you're so focused on what everybody else is doing. That's just simply not how life works, okay? When you are focused on what you are doing for yourself, that's how you're going to get what you really want out of life. It's going to put you in the driver's seat, okay? That's what you need to focus on. When you are getting into the essence, essentially, of minding your business and staying to yourself. You know, my best friend, Hale, she was speaking about in one of her videos, isolation and having, you know, that solitude for yourself. And I love that she was talking about this because it's so important that we do take time to focus on ourselves and get to know ourselves. And I've always kind of preach that to you guys, like in my in general. I've definitely mentioned that to you, and I couldn't agree with her more. That's the time where you're going to grow the most. Okay, that's the time where you're really going to be able to have a lot of introspection. Listen, 2024 is around the corner. It is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. We all know that it goes, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Like that is one straight holiday. Okay. The holiday seasons are coming up. It does highlight and reflect a lot in what people may not have and the loss of family. And I totally get that. It's a year. I'm like days away from a year exactly that my grandmother passed away. And that's tough, but it's so easy when you're experiencing trials and tribulations to kind of want to get involved with other things. And some people are drama magnets, right? Where there's not a day that goes by that they don't have something that's going on with them, that they don't have something that they're involving themselves in. They are just extremely problematic. And if you're, like I said, going to be focused on everyone else's business, there's no way that you're going to be able to tend to yours. All right. When it truly comes to minding your own business, what does this mean? This means that you are going to be an unproblematic person. All right. We've all gone through stages and have different coping mechanisms as it pertains to how we like to go about, I guess, having our different vices. I'll say it like this. There was definitely a point in time in my career, I feel like, where I just wanted to just have fun. And I was going out and things like that. And I was like, you know what? I just want to take a break and just go out and just like not focus on work and things like that. And so I did just that. The only thing is I feel like I got too distracted, where just because I didn't know how to handle, I guess, what it was that I was going through, like anyone else in life, at certain points, I leaned too much into the wanting to go out to dinner all the time with my friends and all these different things, where I needed to really buckle down and focus. And I'm sure many of you can agree to experiencing something like that. And one thing that I mean, as biased as it may sound, that I cannot relate to is sifting out drama because I have nothing else to do because I'm bored. Because you know what it's giving? It's giving, I didn't get attention growing up. It's giving, nobody really liked me in school, and I need all the attention that I could get. No, Some people are just energy vampires, where it's like they always have to be into something and it doesn't add up, especially for some of us at this big age. At this big age, we should really tone it down with some of the vices. It's not necessary for you to always have to be on all the time. Okay. It's important to focus on what is inside of us and essentially staying in our own lane. All right. So let's get into what the distractions also can look like, right? This is going to be judging, criticizing, fixing others. Oh, wow. Very powerful. Fixing others. So some people's coping mechanism is going to look like getting into a relationship. You know what I mean? Like a little serial monogamous type of situation where they are going to take all the work that they're supposed to be doing for themselves and they're going to go work on someone else instead. When the reality is that they have a lot of work that they need to do for themselves. But it's always easier to just go and work on someone else and fix someone else rather than just fix yourself. See, the interesting thing is you cannot change other people. There comes a point in time where some people have to really read the writing on the wall, and they absolutely refuse to mind their own business. And it is through judging and criticizing people and trying to change and fix other people that it makes them feel better about themselves. Back to what I was saying before, this is a huge coping mechanism I can see for people as it pertains to getting into relationships with people that are problematic themselves so that you can feel good about fixing them. Oh, I accomplished one thing. It's almost like it's subconscious. Like, oh, I accomplished this. This is great for me. I can check this off my list, even though that may not have been your actual intention. So when we experience things like this, it's because a part of us is getting that sense of accomplishment from doing it for someone else, when in reality, we should be doing it for ourselves. Okay? That's what we actually should be doing. Now, when you are so focused on everything outside of yourself, okay, this is going to divert your attention away from your growth and your aspirations, because how can you focus so much on what everyone else is doing? And that's why you're not going to be working on yourself. It really fascinates me. The people that want to nitpick the most in life have the most flaws. The people that will nitpick anybody and rip them apart, left, right, front, and center, up and down, are going to be the most critical people. And they have the most flaws that I've ever seen in my life. So many character flaws, so much personality flaws, so many personality flaws, I should say. And these are the people that have everything to say about everyone. They'll find an issue with anyone and anything. Nothing's ever good enough for them. No, you know what the reality is? You're not good enough for yourself. Check that. You're not good enough for yourself. People that are extremely harsh and critical in a very negative and nasty way to others are often like that a lot of the times to themselves. They say charity begins at home. Apparently, so does criticism. You're never usually going to be super nice to yourself and then you're cursing everyone else out. I mean, yes, there are some people that think highly of themselves, but I highly doubt it. The psyche just doesn't work that way. You can pretend like you feel that way about yourself, but really you don't. The impact of your ego and the role that your ego has on your behavior is huge. That's what's keeping you staying stuck in that relationship. That's what's keeping you wanting to compete in that relationship. Oh, I'm not leaving because I know that he really likes me more than her. Oh, she's a clown, all these different things. I literally used to follow someone on Instagram way back when, and I would literally see, it was kind of entertaining for me. I'm not even listening to lie to you, but she would literally post basically being at war with another woman that her man was seeing. And so it was very clear, the narrative in the close friends, that she was so upset about him whenever she wouldn't spend time with him. And whenever she was with him, she's posting him all the time. Whenever she's not with him, she's throwing subs at the other girl. So it's just interesting how long you can stay in these types of dynamics when your ego is involved. Trust me, I understand, okay? And the same people that will hear you share your testimony are the same people that have the gut and the gall and the audacity to be like, girl, I can't believe you did that. Oh, don't let me open up your closet and see what you have done. Let me see what you have done in your life, since you have so much to say about what everybody else is doing. And like, yes, I was viewing this. I wasn't judging her for it, really, to be honest with you, because like I said, it was like kind of entertaining for me. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. But it was just, I understood what it was principally in that moment, that she just didn't want to give up because she didn't want to lose to the other girl. And I completely understand that. I completely understand being in that position and, you know, being young and feeling like I'm not backing down. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to let this person win. So the reason why it's interesting enough that the ego can prevent us from minding our own business is, in a situation like that, you are going to be minding someone else's business. Where did she post? Did she post in his bathroom on purpose? Did she leave her scrunchie in his house on purpose? Is she doing drive-bys anytime that I'm at the house? All these different things. You know this girl's schedule. She probably knows your schedule. And look at what's happening. You're not focused on, this is not a positive thing. This is not allowing you to be able to thrive in the best way that you can for yourself. This is not bringing out the best version of yourself. This is bringing out a side of you that you need to crush this rivalry. You need to suppress the rivalry. Our ego-driven desires to control or change others will always hinder our personal growth. All right. What do I mean by this? You can be friends with somebody, you can be dating a guy, and because you just don't want to give up on whatever that is. I see this a lot with romantic dynamics, so I'm just going to lean more into that. You want to just stick beside him. That's your man, you're going to stick beside him. And the one thing that we will never get back, ladies and gentlemen, is time. And some of you really don't know how to abort mission soon enough. You see the writing on the wall and you're like, I think I'm going to stick it around. I'm going to give this another 7 years of my life. Why not? At a certain age, you have to stop. You really, really do. Because it is all your ego. Man, I've invested so much time into this. I really don't foresee myself letting something like this go, because why would I let it go when I've already invested time? Well, the more time you invest, and a lot of the times, the best predictor of future behavior is the past behavior, is what's going to get you into a lot of trouble. A lot of us have seen so much evidence that relationship isn't working, and you still want to stick around. You still want to wait on for more evidence. What do you need to see that's going to indicate to you that it in fact will not change? Or is it the fact that you want to invest this into someone else because you really hope that somebody would do the same for you? When we are trying to change other people, it will always hinder our own personal growth, because now that person becomes a little project. I'm not interested in human projects. I'm really not. So I really don't understand at this particular point in my life how people can do certain things past a certain age. And listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I do get it. Age does not equate to wisdom. It doesn't. Experience, a lot of the times, is what can make or contribute to a person being wise, as well as it being a mindset thing as well. I will definitely attest to that. At the end of the day, we cannot change anyone. People have to be able to change for themselves at the end of the day. And then here's another thing for some people that also don't know how to mind their business, that have every little thing to say about somebody. You need to tend to your own backyard before you try and come for another person. Nobody asks you. No one cares about your unsolicited opinion. Well, girl, I just feel like, and I just don't. But what about you? What about you? One thing I cannot stand is a person that's always just trying to check somebody. Why are you always trying to check somebody? I don't understand that. We don't need your checklist. We don't need you checking anybody. The only thing I'm trying to check are my bags at the airport. I don't need to get checked by you, and I'm not trying to check you either. Okay? I don't really particularly agree with people of that sentiment, as I know, knowing what I know, having the gifts of knowledge and discernment that I do, that there are a lot of skeletons in that person's closet, a lot of character flaws in that person's closet. And hey, listen, I'm not sitting here trying to point the finger saying like, oh, there's nothing wrong with like people, da, da, da. I'm not a perfect person. That is not what I'm here to declare. What I am trying to be clear on is the fact that people that have a lot to say, that have the most to say, have the most character flaws when they're constant in the context and where they are constantly critiquing people. Now, there is a lot of power in minding your own business. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing more miserable than somebody that's always minding your business. I remember when I was in high school, there was a girl that really, really disliked me. I don't understand what I did to this person because it was literally nothing. And she was younger than me too. And I was at the cafeteria and my back was facing the entranceway. Like there's a long hallway and I was like at the end of the hallway and the cafeteria's here. The lunch line is like in a separate place, but it's in front of me. And then to the side of me are like the hallway where the bathrooms are. And I remember I was brushing my hair and she taps me on my shoulder and is like, excuse me, you just hit me. How did I hit you? And I'm brushing my hair and my back is facing towards you. You were nowhere around me. You mean to tell me that you walked down from wherever you came from into the cafeteria where I was at the end of the hallway, and you were trying to convince me that I hit you with my hairbrush when you were nowhere near around me? I just was very disturbed by that situation because she was so busy minding my business. I guess she might have saw me from the end of the hall, and she decided to just nitpick at me and just say something. Or I remember, because I always liked to dress up in high school, or just like all the time, like when I started dressing myself, like my mom used to dress me. I think like, I actually don't even remember how long my mom was dressing me, but I do remember by time high school, obviously, I was dressing myself, which was quite fabulous to say the least. I won best dressed. And I remember this other girl would like chase me around, like quite literally, like follow me around and like be yelling at me like, why is your skirt like look like this? Why are you wearing heels to school? You're mad weird. Why do you care about what you're wearing? She was just minding my business. Some people are just like that, to the point where I thought she had a mental illness, because she was just so fascinated with like everything I would wear. She'd be staring at me from the other end of the hallway and just trying to really make me feel so uncomfortable. You have to really stop and consider. I was talking to my other best friend, Angie, today. And I said, you have to really consider the type of nasty person that someone is when they try to instill the emotion of fear upon someone else. You have to really think about how disgusting and vile a human being must be to want to like make someone afraid for their life or afraid to show up in a certain place. That is a disgusting type of person. And these are people that are never minding their own business because they're so focused on what you have, what you're wearing, why you think you're better, who do you think you are, all of these different things. You know, I remember there was a list in high school that was like the like, you know, like what the word that rhymes with hut. It was a list, you know what I mean? And I remember all like majority of like the girls that didn't like me all made that list, which is a pretty negative list to be on. And so they made it seem like it was popular. Like, remember back in high school, like your biggest fear would be like for someone to call you like that word, you know what I mean? Like SLUT, like that was like the biggest fear ever. And because these girls got on that list, whoever made this list, I have no clue. They tried to make it seem like I remember one of the girls saying, if you're not on it, you ain't popping or something. And I'm like, you're literally a loser. Like, that is not a compliment. And I just remember thinking back then, if it were me that were on that list, because they didn't like me, it would be like, I knew it, all these different things, right? Because they just wanted to find something like wrong with me. And that's another thing. Some people, they are so far up your butt and they have so much going on in their lives that they find every reason to dislike you because they don't want to believe that you're a good person. It bothers them that you were really the way that you are. Like, there has to be something wrong with you. Some people are really that jaded. They think that there has to be something wrong with you, why you are the way that you are. Like, you almost seem too perfect to them. I'm sorry that life has been the way that it has been for you, that you can't believe some people, that after showing continuously the same character, the same personality, that you haven't been convinced yet. I'm sorry that it's not doing well for you, that you, and I don't even care to convince anybody, you know? I was just thinking to myself too, I saw this other YouTuber named Shallon. I saw her Instagram and she had this caption that I loved that said RIP to my relatability era. And I love that she made that caption because I was thinking to myself, yeah, like, why do I need to be relatable to anybody? I just need to be myself. I'm not trying to be relatable. I'm trying to be myself. So whoever that resonates with, because everyone has their own tribe, like I've said in multiple videos, people on the internet, we all say the same things pretty much, right? And it's just a matter of who you resonate with. Who do you want to hear the message from? Do you understand? Like, that's pretty much what it is. We all talk about these personal development topics. We all talk about relationships. Like, we all talk about these things, but it's about discerning who you want to hear it from, really, at this point. That's what it is. So that's why when people get so caught up in, you know, all the noise of everything else, it just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? There really isn't much that's new under the sun in the social media space a lot of the times, you know, because so much is just like recycled and stuff. So anyways, like I said, what's going to give you real confidence is really focusing on your own autonomy and your own growth, okay? When you are minding your own business, okay, you're going to lead with love, with empathy, with understanding instead of judgment. Like I always say, people that are truly on your side are going to want to come from a place of understanding rather than judgment. If you truly care about somebody, you're going to want to hear them out. That's a good indicator of whether or not you care for somebody. It's like, do I care to go back and forth and like hear what this person has to say? Or do I just not even care, so I don't want to hear from it? And there have been times, I will tell you, where it's like I knew I didn't care for someone because I just don't care to do the back and forth. I literally don't care. I have nothing to say. Yeah, whatever you say, sure, that. Yep, got it. Whatever you say, that exact thing. Yep. I'm that, I'm this, whatever. Yep, you got it. I don't care because I'm not interested in being in your life. So it doesn't bother me, you know? But if I care for someone, I want to come from a place of understanding. Hey, why do you feel like that? I want to go the extra mile and go and do the back and forth because I care and I want to resolve this. That's the difference. There are a lot of rewards and a lot of fulfillment when you are minding your own business. This is imperative because this is going to help you with your mindset of cultivating peace and also personal fulfillment. And the reason why is because it's so easy to get distracted by what everybody else is doing in the world. Okay? Like Justin Bieber said, it's a big, big world. It's easy to get lost in it. Okay, like it is. It's easy to get lost in it. The reason I like to bring everything back to a biblical context is because, well, the Bible has the answers really to everything. I mean, really, it's not a debate for me. The Bible has a lot of answers to a lot of the things that I feel like we struggle with. It's going to help you to mind your business because when you crack open that Bible and you start to read all those stories, hopefully that will give you enough drama that you need for the rest of your life so that you don't have to be worried about everybody else's life, okay? The happier that people are, this is why I wish well on people wholeheartedly, genuinely, because when people are happy, they don't bother you. Because like I said, happy people don't do certain things. Misery loves company. Okay? But happy people also want to share that joy too. These are polar opposite emotions, but they are intense emotions as well. When you are truly happy in your life and you are fulfilled in your life, you're like a light that attracts a lot of people. And unfortunately, it's going to attract a lot of light and it's going to attract a lot of dark as well. And you just need to let it bounce off of you and shake it off Taylor Swift. Okay? That's what you need to learn how to do. I'm telling you, in this day and age where we have so many resources at our fingertips, I want this to encourage you guys to say, listen, what am I doing today that's contributing to me watering my own grass? Because I keep pouring over into everybody else's. I keep worrying about what everybody else is doing. I'm not getting any happier. In fact, I'm just getting more mad. Isn't it interesting how the mind works? How you know you're going to be upset about something you're going to see, but you're going to go hurt your own feelings and go watch it anyway. Isn't it fascinating? We don't really want to check that girl's story to see if she took a selfie in this man's bathroom that you guys are sharing. But we do it anyway because curiosity killed the cat and we need to know. Now we're upset about it. Now we're bothered about it. Now we got to act funny with him so he knows you mad. When he asks you why you mad, you going to say nothing because you ain't going to leave. You're not going to leave, but you going to stick beside him. See what I'm saying? If you truly, and the older I become, I really understand this. If you truly, really understood your worth, you don't even want to be attached or a part of certain things. You don't even want it to touch you. You don't want to be involved with it because you need to get to a point in your life where you have evolved out of it. Do you understand? And that can only be done by what? Minding your own business. Thank you so much for listening to this, angels. I really, really appreciate it. And with that being said, make sure if you're watching this all the way to the end that you give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know if you guys have ever experienced something like this. Let me know what you have overcome in your life that has helped you to learn to mind your own business. If you are a former problematic person, share your tips below on how you began to undo that. I would love to know. And then, of course, my Christian girlies as well, share from a biblical perspective how learning to mind your own business and get into God's word, how that has significantly impacted your life as well. So with that being said, angels, thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you, beautiful angels, in my next video. Well, and my next podcast episode. Mwah.